Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big ups. How you doing? Unfocused camera. How you doing out there? Welcome in to another edition of United Spurs of America. I am your blurry host, Jacob Walraven. Michael is a little bit late, so if you don't mind just hanging tight with us for a little bit longer while Michael makes his way to the show. But we've got a great guest. We've got a great few things to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and show you why my camera is blurry at this very moment, because I was showing our guest this, and I just wanted everyone to know where I stand with Antonio Conte. All right, just wanted you to see that. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus. Let's see if it can focus. Anywho, I hope you're doing well. Camera will focus when it wants to. It might be a second half kind of camera, just like the Tottenham Hotspurs that we have either grown to love or grown to hate at this juncture in the season. But you know what? I love my Tottenham Hotspur. No one could take that away from me. Not even Tottenham Hotspur. All right, that's how much I love them. That's how much they mean to me, and that's just how I feel. So, before we get too into things, man, if this camera can focus, that would be fantastic. Or I'm gonna have to just change my camera in the first place. I don't know, but you know what? Without further ado, let me just go ahead and say thank you to our patrons of the channel. You're a patron of the channel, but you're also near and dear to my heart. See how that works? It's hand in hand. So first off, Alan 10-inch Sibley, Reyes Jr. in the Soggy Undies Club. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. 10-inch club. We got Goguma, Queen Ellie with Tottenham Till I Die. Wink, wink. She's actually here today. And we also have C. Shearman. Official supporters, Scott M, James George, J. Co. I see J. Co in the chat. We'll get to the comments in a second. Big up yourself. David, Aaron Dub, Jack Kanicki from the Irish Hotspur. So big up yourselves, fellas. Lovers Lane, we also have Bobby K, Gina Kim, Tom Markkinen, and C Cubed. You want to be a Patreon member, go ahead and head on over to patreon.com/United Spurs of America. This camera will focus one of these days, y'all. I swear to God. But while it figures itself out, let me go ahead and welcome in the one and only Queen Ellie from THFC Till I Die. How you doing?
And look at this. Look at that. Did you see that? And then Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and then Ellie on the other side.
Notice Ellie is underneath and not on top of. So let's just get
right.
Ellie, I'm trying to get this camera to work, but for some reason it don't want to work.
You know what? A blurry Jacob is better than no Jacob at all.
I'm thankful for that. You know what? Yeah. It's like blurry, much like one of these days it's gonna work. Maybe if I just unplug it and plug it back in. I'm gonna let you go on a rant in a minute, but before any of that all happens, I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit. Usually, see, Michael does the intros, you know, so I don't have to I just worry about the producing aspect. I don't have to talk and seem like I know what I'm talking about. But real quick, let's jump on in. David Clark, hi from Leicester, hi from Texas.
Yay, David Clark.
Rufus Roughcut, good evening, sir. I believe, didn't you say that your son's name is Jacob? It's a good man. It's a good man you're raising there, Rufus. Big up yourselves. Michael will be here in just a little bit. Mick, how you doing, Mick? Says, good evening, Jacob and Michael and Ellie. I will add that on. Or you can be Michael for today.
Good evening, Ellie.
Good evening, Ellie.
I like the way you spelled it as well. That's the way I like to spell it.
Oh, really? That's actually how you like to spell it?
Well, I put a Y, but I actually like IE better, so I've started spelling it IE. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big up, J-Co. Patreon member in the house. How you doing? Peter Simons. Evening, gents. How you doing? Evening, ladies. Drula, big up yourself. That's a new name in the chat. How you doing? That's your niece. Big up yourself, Drula. Hope you're doing well. Sorry Sorry for the blurry camera, everybody. If you're new, if you've been here, typically I ain't this blurry, but you know what? I'm trying to bring things in focus, much like I think Tottenham fans need to in the relevancy to Antonio Conte. I feel like that is the big topic of the day. I do want to wait for Michael to get here so we could also get him to weigh in on that. Daniel Sandoval, one love to all, one love to yourself, one love to everybody. Big up yourself, Daniel. Stewart727, everyone in the chat, big up. He also says, good evening, Jacob. How we all doing? THFC till I die. Big up, guys. Big up my sister of THFC till I die. That's Ellie. I also linked Ellie's channel in the chat. So before we jump off, if you haven't subscribed to THFC till I die, it's very easy to do so. You just click that blue thing in the title of the video that you were watching at this very moment, and it will open a new tab, take you over there to THFC till I die, and you can subscribe to the lovely folks over there, with Queen Ellie being one of them. So Jamie, how you doing? Stewart727, big up Ellie, my birthday twin. That Vestal, how you doing, my guy? He says, what's up, Jay Wall? Go Spurs. Yes sir, yes sir. Don't worry about the camera, we can see enough of you. Okay, that'll work, I'll take it. Scott M, I think this is a Canadian Scott M, says, good afternoon, Michael and Ellie, but not Jacob. So I don't know what the hate is about, and I don't know why your picture changed to Pochettino. What's up, Reyes? Says, am I still drunk or is Jacob blurry? No, I'm gonna work on my camera here in a second, when we got the lovely Queen Ellie going off and telling us what she thinks. But big up yourself, another Patreon member, and Scott M, Patreon members alive and thrive in the chat. Big up yourselves. 10-inch Allen, I like this. As soon as one member of the Soggy Undies Club chimes in, the other one does. It's like y'all arrived at the same time. Good evening, Alan. 10-inch Sibley, how you doing? Patty Hartnett, big up yourselves. Says, evening all. Who's the person on the left of the screen that sounds like Jacob? It is me. I'm blurry. Much like I think, I think the fans' views are getting a little blurry with some of the results we've been getting lately. So you know what? I think it's all part of the theme right now. We'll take it. Peter McCormick, we're blessed with royalty. Queen of the Lane is here. You know what, Peter McCormick? It's interesting you say that, buddy, because when I told Michael, I was like, hey, we got Ellie this week as our guest. He was like, oh, hell yeah, I feel like I haven't talked to Ellie in forever. And I was like, yeah, bro, did you know the first ever guest we had on a United Spurs of America live stream was Ellie Højbjerg? So
Ellie Højbjerg, I was there for you, boys, and I enjoyed myself so much.
You've always been there for us.
So at home. Yeah.
Good. That's what it's all about. It's all love here. Miss Ellie, I'm gonna move my hair because actually I want to shout out my wife. She got me this lovely hoodie. Actually, you can't even fucking see it, so I'm trying to show. It has the THFC gold. Yeah, it's a nice hoodie. And I want to say this hoodie, it is softer than our back line. So if that tells you anything, it's softer. It's so soft. I mean,
just hopefully it doesn't leak any water in it.
So far it's dry, but like I said, it is softer than that back line that we have, so you know it is very, very soft. Roof is rough cut. Actually, not only is my son called Jacob, both support Tottenham, and seems you both learn the cello a lot in common. Big up yourselves. I will drink to that.
What you got in there, Jacob?
This is actually cold brew. I don't want to make it think I don't drink alcohol. I mean, I do, but not like really. But this is just some nice cold brew. It's like it's not even 1 p.m. here where I'm living, so but cold brew for me, I can drink it at any time. So Ellie, did you get a chance to vote in the poll that I made in the chat? Did you get a chance?
No, I didn't, but I can go on my phone and vote.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna read the options and remind everyone who's here. There's 18 votes in the poll, and I see 8 likes. So make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. It's gonna help the channel immensely. All right, that's free. So it really don't cost you nothing other than the ever so slightest movement of a finger or 2 fingers. Whatever. I don't know how you'd be scrolling on your thing, but please do that if you like this. We'll it definitely helps the channel grow. And again, thank you to the people down below on the Patreon member list. Big up yourselves. Scott M, it is I. One of these days, this damn camera is gonna realize I'm here, and it'll focus soon. So, Ellie, it is 11:11, and I made the poll 11:11. Make a wish, and I gave some options. I said I wish, and there's a few list of options. But before I give you your options, Ellie, it's 11:11. Do you want to make a wish about anything other than Tottenham?
Yeah, I wish my trip on my 60th birthday to Dublin is the best trip that I've ever had in my life, because I'm going to be spending it with the Irish Hotspur, Dermot, and all the Irish boys. Probably Paddy Harnett. Philip Brady's going to be playing in his band, and it's going to be a proper Irish shindig.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
You said you're going where?
I'm on the 29th of November. 28th is my birthday, and I'm going to be 60 years old, so it's a milestone for me.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
I'm going over to Dublin with my husband Theo, and we're going to spend 3 days there living it up with the Irish Hotspur and everybody else who joins us. And we're going to watch
awesome.
Philip Brady. Yeah, so I'm really chuffed. I can't wait.
I agree. Honestly, my birthday was the first day of this month, so I'm blessed to share the birth month with you, Ellie.
November.
Actually,
All
that's why.
people born in November.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Ellie. See, you know.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah.
I do want to say, just first off, happy early birthday, and I hope y'all have a good time.
Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much. Now you can kind of, my camera's focusing, you can kind of see the hoodie now.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah, it's
Your
nice
wife
one.
is a good lady. You should
Oh,
keep her.
trust me, I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond my days. You know, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I did to deserve the blessings I've gotten in my life. But you know what? This is what I always tell people. Count your blessings, because one day they may not be there. One day you may have more. One day you may have less. So every day is a good day to wake up and count your blessings. So that's what I like to do. That's why I also have to jump at the show. I also say thank you to our Patreon members, because y'all are like little blessings for me. Also, people in the chat, y'all are blessings for me. Because again, without y'all, the show wouldn't be what it is. That's what I've always said. So I think Michael texted me and he said he'll be here in about 30 minutes. So we could kick things off. But before we get into the real nitty gritty, Ellie, we're just going to kind of keep it real open right now, real soft. But as when Michael gets here, I presume things will get a little bit more spicy. So maybe we could just, you know, off the top, tell me what has your thoughts been the past, say, October, November results for Spurs? What do you think has been something positive that you could take away despite some of the points being dropped, getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup, etc., etc.? Oh, okay. I think Ellie just dipped. She didn't like that question at all. Jacob, I had a nightmare that Sanchez and Dyer were playing for Team Korea. Oh no, please kill me. I would not. There she is. Hello.
That's it. I don't know what's happening. You know, UK and America, it always cuts off. I don't know why. There must be a conspiracy theory here.
Yeah, they're up to something.
That's better.
Jaco, Sanchez, and Dyer. One of these names stands out more to me at this juncture right now, just because of how much I've had to watch him lately, and I think it's Eric Dyer, and that's something I do want to talk about. But Ellie, the question I was asking before, I don't know how much you heard. I was just asking what, if I can even remember the damn question. It was, what's something positive you could take away from some of these negative results and the fact that we've been kicked out the Carabao Cup? Because you know me, Ellie, I'm always trying to figure out a way to look at the cup half full, to find the positive amongst the pile of poo. So I want to know, is there anything that stands out to you? Anything that you think?
What, just in that game alone, or just in general?
I'm saying just in this, since we've been on this downward trend, because
right.
I mean,
I've got
we're still fourth in the league, so like all's not, you know, all the chickens ain't run out the coop at this point.
Yeah.
And we're playing like, and the mentality I'm starting to see around some places is just like, we acting like the damn farm just burned down, and we just lost a couple chickens. That's it. We lost a couple chickens. We're gonna get them chickens and put them back in the coop. It ain't that hard. And just wait till we get Mask Sonny. Are you kidding me? Legend of Zorro Sonny? Are you kidding me? Just wait. He's gonna fuck the whole league up. That's why my camera's blurry. I'm not gonna do it again, but I got a little. Can't really see it, but it's a little Heung-min Son bobblehead, and I also got Antonio Conte because I love them too.
So the positives I see, he's the reason we're playing Champions League next season. His name is Bentancur. His name is Bentancur, like you say it, Bentancur. Bentancur. You say it more sexy than me. Anyway.
I want to shout out real quick Nick and Rez because they also like the way that I say Bentancur, and they were on We Are Tottenham TV, and whenever he scored I think the game winner versus Bournemouth, they were getting everyone that came on the fan show to give us their best Bentancur, and it was a lot of fun. And also I made my debut on We Are Tottenham TV. So it was actually a lot of fun. So want to shout them out.
You've gone up a peg. Right. So,
since then I've just been a big jerk to everybody because I'm just playing. I've not. So I think Bentancur's been the shining light, and the little cameo roles that Jed Spence has played has been. I like what I see, and just that 24 minutes that Conte gave him, he done one fantastic run, and he was checked by the defender because he knew he was going to go in on goal. And Jed Spence does his stuff then. But the thing is, he's not giving him a chance, so I don't think he's going to start against Leeds. So I just think Conte's digging his heels in with that one. And the other shining light is Kulu coming back. The first thing he does, he lays a beautiful, easy pass. Football's a simple game, Jacob. They complicate it too much by trying to do too many passes and do too many easy passes. You have to be brave in football to win football matches. You've got to take that little risk to take on your player. You might not even beat him 5 times out of 10, but the 5 times that you do beat him, you're in on goal, and then you've got a chance of scoring and winning the match. Because goals win matches, would you believe? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good positive, I'd say. And honestly, Bentancur has been a pretty good bright spot for us. I've talked on a few podcasts on this one as well. He's more confident with the ball at his feet. He's more confident going forward now. So honestly, I like what I'm seeing from his development, because when him and Kulusevski first came, I admitted on podcast, you could go back, watch the tape. I don't give a shit. I said, I don't know who either one of these people are. I ain't never heard of either one. I don't follow Juventus. So, but quickly, obviously, Kulusevski was like, here's who I am. And he made it known. And Bentancur was a player on the ball, confident with it, and that was something we were lacking at the moment in midfield, because we have fucking Winks and whoever else, and they were just, anytime they got the ball, just pass it to whoever they could see. And so it was a welcoming sight, but it also seemed like he was a little timid to take some shots, and we saw that in the Norwich game last season, where he didn't really instead of hitting the open net, he decided to pass it to Kulusevski unselfishly. But so he's starting to come along in a confident way. So, Ellie, you actually took my positive right from me as well. We share the same positive thought that Bentancur has been the bright spot. Also, I would say, as a runner-up, Kane has been scoring. Last season when we struck Kane, we were waiting for Kane. I mean, I think by December something, he had like 2 goals or something like that. So at this point versus last season, Kane's on another. He's actually playing well, or not well, I should say, but he's actually scoring. He's getting on the sheet. He's pretty. In a lot of those games, I think he was absent for most of it, and then he comes alive for a couple moments. But the one game I will say where I thought that Harry Kane really did what I was really wanting him to do because he's that quality of a player, which is take over a game. We didn't really see that until Heung-min Son went down with the injury and had to leave. Then all of a sudden it looked like Kane was interested in playing like the best player on the pitch. So that's true. Also David Clark. I want to say big ups, brother. Hope you're doing well. 11-11.
My uncle died in 1937. Wow.
It's a long.
That's nice that you're thinking of your uncle, David.
19. Way too young. Way too young.
Yeah.
Stuart shares.
My birthday too. Yeah,
Stuart shares a birthday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Big up Reyes Jr. For the happy birthday wishes. Spicy Boys Unite. Peter Simons. Bissouma's fitting in. I think.
I was going to mention him as well, you know. Especially against Marseille. I was impressed with him against Marseille. Because he was getting about, you know, he's putting his body there. He was getting involved, you know. He wasn't shying away from the ball, getting stuck in. I liked him. Yeah.
I thought the first half, I thought his first half in the Carabao Cup, I thought it was good. I thought the second half he was.
Yeah, it was all right. It was like better than most of the players. Just put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when we're struggling in every aspect, there's going to be someone who's like not struggling as bad as everyone, but still not doing great. Again, Ellie, you know me. I try to just take the positives. Reyes Jr. with some good insight. He says, good insight, Ellie. You got some good insight. Take some risks. What's up, Michael Pretorius? Hope I said that right, buddy. Sorry if I butchered your name.
That's a Greek name, isn't it? Pretorius.
Pretorius.
Yeah, it sounds Greek to me.
Hey, it could be, or maybe like
Michali. It should be Michali Pretorius.
Michael. Good evening, panel. Love your show from Michael in South Africa. Big up, Michael in South Africa. Big up. See, that's what I think I try to tell people. Like when my friends are like, "Oh, like what, you know? Oh, you have fun doing your thing, your podcast. Like, you know, how many subs you got? They, you know, they always want to know like how many views, how many subs you get." And so I'm just like, you know, to me, we have 360 some subs right now. I do want to reach 500 by Christmas. That has been a goal I set. But then again, like I think about the same time, like, if it doesn't happen, if it does happen, you know what I most appreciate about this, other than the Patreon members who help keep this show going, is meeting people like you, Ellie, having people like Michael Pretorius in the chat. You know, the connections that I'm able to make with people via a shared love of Tottenham through this platform. To me, that's worth 1,000 subs per person. So really, I have 360 some thousand subscribers is how I see it. So I'm pretty satisfied with where we're at. I like the people who tune in and they tune in, they chat, and they help keep the thing going. So big up yourself if you're in the chat and you're chatting with us. But also big up yourself, Ellie. Big up yourself, Michael from South Africa, wherever you at. Big up yourself. Kane is double marked in every game. He needs help. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do when Sonny's out? What's the best game plan? Lock up Kane. I mean, that's where's Mike? Mike is on his way home. He had some family. Yeah. Well, this is from Full Bull, who no matter what chat Full Bull's in, if I pop in there and just say anything, he just says, "What's up, Mike?" And it's never been Mike, but that's always good to hear from Full Bull. Lisa, big up Lisa. Jacob and Ellie.
I love Lisa. She's lovely.
She says she's following you today, Ellie. Yeah, she's in Mexico.
Good. Yeah, she's following me. Good one, Lisa. Keep on following me, and you'll go in the right track.
Were you on a stream before this one?
Yeah, I was on my stream, THFC Till I Die, and then I was on the Irish Hotspur fan cam with Jack Kanicki.
Oh, see, y'all started some shows way early for me, so I'm unable to take part in some of them because they're getting your seat. Yeah. As much as I can, anyway. Big up James George, another patron member in the house, says greetings all, hope all are well and have a great weekend. James, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Hopefully we have a great weekend. Tomorrow after 8 a.m. in Texas, we'll find out. Elliot, what's that? 3 p.m. for you? 2 p.m.
What time is it over there?
8. So kickoff is at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is kickoff.
Yeah. So I think we're 5 hours or 7 hours. Is it 7 hours from Texas or 5?
We'll see. Yeah. Central
8,
is
9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I'm on the west side of Texas, so
right.
I'm actually an hour behind most of Texas. So but from El Paso to London, there's a 7-hour difference.
What is El Paso like? Because I always hear about it, but I never look it up. I keep on forgetting to look up the area. Is it quite Mexican?
Honestly, it's pretty diverse out here lately. I mean, it is obviously there's a heavy Mexican influence because we're right here on the border. Yeah. This is one of the main borders from Mexico into the States from Texas. There's another one I think like in way South Texas that's pretty big too, but it's really nice, honestly, compared because obviously as you know, I used to live in Dallas. That is my birthplace. That is the city I've grown up in, and but there's just so many damn people. Traffic, it's just I hate it. I know it's gotten so many people lately that it's just real tough. But
I know what you mean. I know.
Here in El Paso is a great place to raise a family. The housing, the prices have been going up lately, but like when we first moved here, a house that you could get here for let's say $250,000. It would cost the same house, same square footage, same rooms, everything, but in Dallas or Frisco, that same house would cost 1.5 mil.
Yeah.
So
because you're paying the real estate, the oil state, isn't it? It's like rich. You've got to pay the premium. To live there. Yeah. It's the same where I live, right? So I've got 3 properties in England, right? 2 I rent out and 1 I live in, which is this house, right? So this one, if I move this house to Enfield Town, it'd be worth double. It's worth about 480 at the moment, 480 grand. If I moved it to, it'll probably be near on £1 million because of the size of the house and the modernisation of the house. Yeah, because it's not in premium area, which I like, because then when I sell it, I still get a good price for it. But the other 2 places I'm renting out, I'll make a mint off them.
Yeah, that's the way to play it.
I don't have to work, which is good. Because you don't want to be working at 60 years old, do you? Come on.
I don't want to be working at 32, so I don't think at 60 I'm gonna wanna. Lisa says I think El Paso's more Mexican than Cancun. That's probably true, just because of all there's a lot of white people that own real estate in Cancun. I know that fact, but you know what? I love El Paso. People have dogged on it. People have hated on it before. I've heard it all before, but I think it's different. Like if you're from this city, like my wife was born and raised in El Paso, and so for her growing up, it was like I need to get out of this fucking city. And now, as you know, she's revisited later in life, and she's now a wife and a mother. She's like, actually, I like it more. It's more quiet, less people. Cost of living's a little cheaper. And the people are nicer here than anywhere I've ever lived in the DFW, and that's Dallas Fort Worth area in Texas. Everyone's kind of like, it's like a rat race out there, and here it's a little bit not as quick paced, and that's gravy for me, because I'm not trying to I did that shit for long enough. I worked for Dallas Cowboys for 6 years, working 70-80 hours a week during the season. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Big up yourself. Reyes is in Fort Worth, so he knows the. So Reyes want to pick your real estate brain.
Yeah. I was lucky because my dad bought me a property when I got married. So, you know, that's what Greek men do. They buy the. Because I'm his only daughter as well, and he's got 7 sons, uglier and older than me. Sorry, brothers, they're not really ugly. They're quite handsome, actually. But I mustn't say that, actually. That's creepy.
Let's see.
You used to live in Dallas? Oh.
Yeah, these live in Dallas. Honestly,
You used to live in Dallas. You might have rubbed shoulders.
Reyes, Mexico is a beautiful place. I've been there countless times on work, on vacation. I have family that lives there. I go across the border just to get a fucking burrito, just to get some horchata, because it is a culture. Yes, it is. There is crime and there are gangs and the cartel, etc. But you know, everywhere's got bad people. Just as long as you're not doing the bad thing, everything's good. And the thing is, like, you know, it's like anywhere you go. Even here in America, there's places you could go and it's not safe during certain times of the day, just because of the nature of where you're at. But for me, Mexico, I've never had any problems, except for whenever I was working. And we had a whole bunch of luggage, and they were like, "Oh, you need to pay taxes on this luggage," because we had a bunch of cameras and shit, and they knew we had a bunch of money, and they were trying to get some money from us. But that's it. Jacob, you just skipped me.
Love Jacob.
Did I skip? Let's see.
It's just winding you up, I think. David Clark is. Oh, Lisa's in Mexico. Yeah.
Lisa's in Mexico. Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, is it this one? I've made a list of 11 players on the current squad that actually, David, I starred this to come back to it. Because at some point I was going to try and like drive this boat back to Tottenham Hotspur. We're just sharing a little bit of. So apologies if you feel like I skipped you, David.
You know,
Peter Simons has a question for you, Ellie.
Ellie, ever heard of Ratchman? Ratchman. What is Ratchman? I don't know what it is. You'll have to enlighten me, Peter.
I don't know.
Do you know what it is? I don't know what it is.
Never heard of it.
Ratchman.
Jacob, I was going to send Jacob Goguma and other Spurs fans to England, but I didn't win that $2 billion lotto next time. Hey, Jacob, if you would have, come on. Yeah. Well, come on. That would have been you know what? I always say I want to win the lottery, but you also have to play the lottery to win the lottery.
Yeah.
So that's my problem, is I don't play the lottery. We're going to be in the top 3 after tomorrow matches. I will be watching. Oh, you're saying that we could go to 3rd if we win tomorrow. I mean, Leeds beat Liverpool, and then Liverpool beat us. Yeah. And I don't think Leeds is going to be very easy.
No. They play with great intensity and great press. So we've got to be on our game. We can't come out of this block slow like we have been. We've got to be on it from minute 1 to beat them. Yeah. I hope Conte fires them up from minute 1. He does send out his troops not to play like this. But I think what he does is say, conserve your energy, because they always play better in the second half, invariably. They do. You see a marked improvement against Liverpool. We could have easily won that game, you know, if we took our chances. And if Eric Dyer wasn't such a klutz in front of goal. And I told Irish Hotspur, I'll give you an exclusive as well, right? So I'm in the mad section at Spurs in area 252, which is the standing section. There are seats there, but you can stand, all right? So I'm on row 2. I heard Perisic say to Dyer, "Why didn't you pass it quicker?" And he gave him a dirty look, because he was right. He was right through, and then we got a corner. But if he played it a little bit quicker, he would have been in. But because he played it so slow, he had to check and then beat his player, and then Trent Arnold recovered. He had time to recover. You see, that's the difference. But 2 or 3 seconds quicker pass, and it would have been a nice pass, but he delayed it like he always does, because he's a very slow player, Dyer. He's not an athletic player, is he? And his passing range is not that clever, you know. So I heard that, so I thought, well done, Perisic, call him out.
You know what? I didn't want to get into it too much today, but I'm thinking about him right now. Yeah. And in my mind, when I think about Eric Dyer, when I tell you I will put my hands on this man in the most not friendly way, 5 out of the past 6 games, or 6 out of the past 7, I can't even fucking remember now. He has been responsible for minimum 1 goal. Minimum.
Yeah. And
this man,
goals as well.
how many times we have to watch him head the ball to the fucking opposing players? Anytime he's trying to clear the ball, he's just, here you go, here you go. And then versus Liverpool, you have arguably one of the best players in the world at his position, in Mohamed Salah, who's in form. And what does he do? What is the one thing you're not supposed to do in front of goal as a fucking defender? Give the ball up. And he just gave it to him.
You know what it is with him, Jacob? He's not athletic, right? So he can't sort out his legs quick enough. So he's too slow sorting out his body shape. And then he gets caught. And then he's like a cluck. That's what we call him in England, cluck. Right? I don't know what you call them. Div, twat, idiot. You know, all the words you can, I'm not going to swear, but I'm going to use these words. And like, he gives him a goal. He literally gives Salah a goal. Salah goes, thank you very much. Waves to her. He's waving to the Spurs fans, taking the mickey out of us because he said, "You're Eric Dyer, who you're about to give a contract to, rewarding bloody mediocrity and failure. 8 years he's been at our club, and what have we won since? Zero."
He is a bum. He's a fucking bum. I tried for so long, like the Conte making shit players better. I bought into it. I fucking did the manual, you know, Conte, you did it. Look at Ben Davies. Oh, Doherty had some goals. Oh, finally he scored after being here for 2 years. Oh, look, you know what? No, I'm done with it. I've been for the past few weeks, for the past 6-7 weeks, he's been responsible for at least 1 goal, and in some games 2 goals. And people blame Conte. Conte's not the fucking asshole out there heading the ball to Mohamed Salah. He's not. He's not the asshole falling and slipping and doing. I fucking hate it. Who's holding you hostage? Are you arrested? Did you fucking commit a crime and they're taking you to jail? Why are your hands behind your back? I understand that's a technique. It's a shitty one. Because what it does is it limits your mobility. And so when you put your hands behind your back, now you're fucking stuck in this little radius and you can't do shit outside of it. And that's what always happens is he gets stuck in that little fucking shithole radius that he has. And it's just like...
I'd rather give a penalty away than do that shit. You know, like, if you've got your arms normal at the side and it hits you, they're not going to give a penalty.
Keep them here.
Your hands are in a natural position. So you've lost your balance. When you do this, you lose your balance, don't you?
You look like a fucking hostage. He looks like a fucking hostage out there trying to play defense, and it's bullshit. Bro, they don't call handballs anymore if you have your arms and hands tucked into your body. If you're like this and it hits you right here, they don't call that anymore.
They don't call it. I know. Oh,
it's mind-boggling. I don't understand. I do believe Tyler Adams is playing tomorrow. Alan, I need to calm down. Alan Sibley says, if Leeds come at us like they have been doing, I seriously fear for us. They're gonna. Leeds. What is it with that when people say they have like a team that they keep up with just because they're not really a threat to us, but like, I mean, I've actually been a fan of Leeds since they came up. There was a nice documentary narrated by the one and only Russell Crowe, and it was Russell Crowe, and he was like, "Oh, Leeds," and I came up from the championship, and it was like fucking great. He made me really into it, so I had fun watching that. So I've kept up with them since, and now they have all the American ties, the U.S. men's national team players, and so that's fun. So I do keep up with them, but I do agree, Alan, if Leeds come at us, we should be very fearful, especially with the fucking form that we're in. Reyes says, or Brendan for that matter as well. I do believe Tyler Adams and Brendan Aronson will be playing. I know Tyler Adams is like one of their top 4 players. But Brendan Aronson will probably play as well. He's been pretty good. Reyes likes Schmintai. I think it's the first time Reyes has seen you on stream. So
Yeah.
Ellie's great. She's the queen of Tottenham. Drula Somerville is a threat. He is a nice little kid. He's who scored the game winner versus Liverpool, and then he scored a game winner like 2 weeks before that against some other team. He's composed, and let me tell you, it was pouring rain. All right, it was pouring rain, and he's still scoring, and that's something that we fail to do when it rains.
Yeah, we slip over. Oh. Do you remember Davis last year when he slipped over? I think it was against Wolves. Yeah, and then Lloris is not out of this either, because he's a fantastic shot stopper, but he's kicking. I'd rather him boot the ball out as far as he could to clear his lines than pass it to Dyer or Davies or Sessegnon, because none of those players thought out their legs before they passed. And remember, Lloris's passing is not good, so he puts them under pressure already because he's not accurate. And they're already clutches. They're clutches when a nice ball's played to them, let alone a dodgy one. Yeah.
David Clark, conserve your energy till the second half. Good job. We weren't gladiators in the arena because we'd be dead. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? This whole like conserve your energy thing, that's like a theory that I feel like the fans came up with. I don't really think Antonio Conte has ever once been like, look guys, go out there, don't fucking do shit in the first half, just fucking run around, make it look like you're doing. No one says that. No one says that. Good news, Cess is out. Oh, that shit, that's good news. That's real good news, Peter. Cess is out. I love that shit. Come on. J. Cole, don't be surprised if we lose. Play it back to the middle. Alan Bennett says, goddamn, missing Michael. That's cool, bro. I miss Michael too. I miss him a lot, so he'll be here shortly. Actually, I think he's in the car on his way home. If he's good, he can't give me a thumbs up, but let's see.
There he is.
Michael.
Yo,
Can you hear
me?
Michael?
Yo.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I can
What's
hear
good?
you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, sir.
All right. So first off, want to apologize to all the viewers. Want to apologize to Jacob. Want to apologize to Ellie. My brother-in-law asked me to do a favor today, so that is why I am not on cam. I'm driving home, but I will be there in like 10 minutes. So you guys will see my beautiful face. I know you guys have been waiting all day to see my face and not Jacob. So you're welcome.
I was blurry for the first half of the show anyway.
Yeah. But no, seriously, I apologize, guys. And not very good circumstances to be joining you all after Wednesday's defeat. But nevertheless, up the lads. I'm very sad, but I will still proudly support our boys in Lily White. How are y'all doing? How we doing, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm really good. All the better for speaking to you as well, Michael. We're waiting the 10 minutes. Can we last 10 minutes without you? Maybe not. Maybe yes.
Emotionally, no.
Give yourselves credit. You got this far.
Michael, emotionally, no. I'm never okay when you're not near. But
same for me as well, man. Same for me to you.
Jamie here says, got to win and finish on a high. I agree. This is Leeds, so we should. Damn, she could send Glass Eye asleep. I don't know what that means, Alan Bennett, but hope you're awake.
Can y'all see my avatar, by the way? Is my can
Kane Daddy?
Yeah, it's really good. You got Daddy.
Kane Daddy.
All right, cool. All right, happy Father's Day
Daddy.
to Harry Kane as always. He's the only player that I am wishing well on that England squad in this World Cup. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, hopefully you'll score a hat-trick against Iran and Wales.
But not USA.
But not USA.
Good job, Ellie.
Not USA. Not
Nice.
USA. No.
I'm glad we're aligned.
Yeah, we're alive. We're there. Look, we're Spurs. We're Spurs.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one part that I like. I agree with the whole like, you know, I just want to see good football, etc., etc. Like I can understand that. Like I'm a Tottenham fan, just like everybody else. But like, Michael, I've been trying to save the Conte talk for when you get here because I feel like it's the fucking topic of on everyone's lips right now. So it's something that I think we need to touch on. But I'm trying to not get too much into it before you get here. I was really just laying into Dyer before you got here. Simons.
Well, we talked about it this morning, Jacob. One of the first things that I told you this morning when we got on the phone was, hey, you know what? We're going to have Eric Dyer, hopefully, starting in that back line when we face the England national team in the group stage. That is the only bit of good news that I have for us USA fans is that Dyer is in the squad. Harry Maguire is in the squad.
Get in.
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Absolutely horrific defending from Dyer these past few games. We talked a lot about it 2 weeks ago, Jacob, before the Liverpool match. Even before then, it was a week before, and we were already talking about how frustrating it was, just watching Eric Dyer because we had seen him go back to his old inconsistent ways, and Liverpool was the same way. Davinson Sanchez took a page out of his book and put up an abysmal performance in the back line as well against Nottingham. But, it was something that we had already been talking about, right? 2 weeks ago. Dyer had not been playing up to the standard that we had grown accustomed to for pretty much the entirety of last season. And I don't know. It's conflicting for me because, yes, it's good for him that he gets called up to the England national team, but his form right now definitely says otherwise. If you would have asked me, 4 or 5 months ago if he deserved to get in, I'd say yes. If you asked me within the next in the last 1 or 2 months or so, I'd say no.
I hate Eric Dyer. I'm just saying it.
Oh, damn.
I hate the guy.
I hate Eric Dyer.
Tom Markkinen says, big up all. Big up Tom Markkinen, patron member as well. Said, big up all. There used to be a thing called defending where you made interceptions and tackles, not standing 10 feet away with your hands behind your back. Again, who's holding you hostage?
Got to adjust to the game, my friend. VAR has taken over. You have to adjust.
Yeah.
But
can I tell you something
Michael, we were talking
about Dyer?
Go ahead, Ellie.
Now, I just want to tell before I forget. Right, so I'm at the Spurs ground, right, and there's these about 15 to 20 boys all in a circle singing the Eric Dyer song. So I went up to them and I just stood there and looked at them and I said, really?
Was this before or after the game?
I just winding them up. I said, really? Going, we love Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me. The boys testosterone.
I'm going to admit, I wanted to come on here this week and say congratulations to Eric Dyer. He got proposed to his so-called longtime girlfriend. Absolutely big up to Eric Dyer. But Jesus Christ, bro, get it together on the field.
Yeah.
If I was his fiance, I'd fucking dump his ass. I think he's been fucking horrible. I'd be ashamed to share a fucking mattress with that excuse of a...
too big. It needs double pillow size.
And he's probably thinking he's so good because he got selected with Harry Maguire. But, here's the reality of that situation. He about to be the leading goal scorer for USA and Wales. So, big up Eric Dyer and Harry Maguire. Glad to see y'all out there. Somerville reminds me of Michael Owen. Somerville's very talented. In the Netherlands, I believe, as well. Michael says we need to start with Richie on the left, Kane in the center, and wait.
I agree. 2 people on the left and no one on the right.
Yeah.
I think, that might be Conte's, that might be the solution to our problem right now in our formation, man. Maybe we should just start overloading the left side and leave the right alone. We don't have a right wing back anyways, right?
Fuck it. Just let, yeah. We didn't do any stream or anything about the UCL draw. But I just wanted to say this is probably the worst opponent we could have gotten in terms of, I think they have the strongest left side in Europe right now, AC Milan with Rafael Leao and Theo Hernandez. I think they're the 2 best on the left at this moment. So to me, what that says is Emerson or Doherty or fucking even Spence, it doesn't matter. If we don't get anyone in January on the right side, they are literally going to tear up the turf on that side. I mean, that's a phrase, but they're gonna. It's gonna be a bloodbath if we play AC Milan with no one on the right. No signings in January. I mean, Kuva, big up Jacob and Ellie. Sorry I was late. I was just making a Daniel Levy voodoo doll.
Can I get first stab?
I think that's so funny. I'll put some pins in it. I'll get those big pins, not the little ones. I'll get the big one. Sorry, I'm a bit vindictive when it comes to Daniel Levy. Oh.
I really hope January he opens up that checkbook. Bamford is struggling, but I'm guessing that will help him out tomorrow. He is bound to get on the score sheet. Alan Sibley, you were right. Look at Bournemouth. Kiefer Sutherland, I never heard of him playing football, and he damn near had a hat trick on us when we played the stupid little cherries. So I would not be surprised if Bamford goes off, or if they even play Rodrigo in that.
I like that. You know what? He should have scored 24 goals, because his program was 24.
That guy, I'd never heard of him before that day, and he damn near had a hat trick. I was like, who is this guy? He's making Eric Dyer look like a bum, which apparently isn't hard to do. Let's see. I thought Salah was on an island inside our box. He pretty much was. We didn't play
for the first
defense
half at least. The second, bro, the most frustrating part for me about the Liverpool game is I think we played some of our best football this season in that game. It's just a shame that it came after a lackluster start once again, and Salah was all alone in the box for his first goal. And then we pick up the pace. We have a bright ending to the first half. We come out in the second half and we start to play really, really well. We start creating some chances. And then Eric Dyer, the second goal that we gave up was a real gut punch, because we were playing so well before that. And it's just unfortunate, because I would have loved to have seen the rest of that game play out had we not made that second mistake for that second goal, because I really do think we were knocking on the door. Kulusevski hadn't even come in yet. So who knows how that game would have played out. Now, I mean, you look at Nottingham and the whole performance from top to bottom, it just looked like a team that was fatigued, a team that just is struggling for depth right now and quality from the players who were selected. But just for me, looking at that Liverpool game, so frustrating, because I thought we played so bright. Like I said, we were creating our own chances. The players looked lively. It looked like we were hungry. I think that's the one thing that our team struggles with the most, along with some other things. Obviously, there's not one thing that we're struggling with right now, but we just looked so alive. We looked hungry for the ball. We looked like we were putting pressure on the back line. We were actually pressing every now and again, and it's something that we're not grown accustomed to. And I know everyone hates it when we say this, but it kind of reminded me of the days when we had Pochettino a little bit. Just the team that was running around, attacking teams, not sitting back and letting the game come to them. We were really playing like a totally different team for 35, 40 minutes at least throughout those 90 against Liverpool. But like I said, it's just a shame, and a few individual errors cost us.
Yeah.
I will
and
also.
Bad finishing as well. Bad finishing in the second half. We could have had 2 or 3 headed goals, and it was just poor finishing. Yeah.
Peter Simon says the ref denied us a deserved draw versus Liverpool. Does anyone feel like this or disagree with this?
I thought
the referee wasn't good, but I don't like any referee. I just think they're all against us. It just seems that way. And he wasn't watching the game properly, because that goalie, Alisson, was wasting so much time. And I remember Nick Pope, he booked him. That in the Newcastle game, they all come and deliberately waste time. I know that's a bit of skullduggery and you've got to do it for your team, but not overly do it like Liverpool did. That was really bad. Yeah, just saying.
I thought, there's so many games that we've had where it's like, oh, if the ref had made this one call, the thing would have been different for us. And I really felt like this Liverpool match was one of those where there was so many calls that he could have made that he didn't, that there's a whole multitude of calls. So, like, I usually say a game isn't determined by one call or one non-call. It's determined by the rest of the fucking time that you're out there.
It also could have been determined by we could have won that game if we had good wingbacks.
Yeah.
That's literally, I think, with how that game played out and knowing the mistakes that we did make, if we had 2 good wingbacks, we still would have won that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Sessegnon had a few chances in the first half, including the 50-50 call that could have gone either way for the penalty. But even before that, he had chances. He had at least 1 or 2 quality chances that I think me and Jacob had texted about, where we literally said if Sessegnon had a bit more quality, we would be up 1-0 right now, or it would be 1-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all it is. And then you look at the other side, and you have Tweedledum over there, who doesn't know how to defend or attack. And
but he's got a no-look pass that goes out of bounds.
The hope suffocates when I watch Emerson play football nowadays. It really does. It's gotten to that point. Jacob, you know I don't want to say I wasn't hard on him, because I have been, and I've been critical, even when he was first, I guess, quote-unquote, adjusting to life here at Tottenham. But Jesus Christ, I've had enough with Emerson Royale, man. And Jacob, I know you were not necessarily high on him at the beginning of the season, but I know
was just not down on
the
him.
side more of like, he's young, give him a little bit more time. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he develops over the summer. First full preseason under Conte. And, to be honest, you were kind of starting to convince me the same thing as well. And then the first game of the season happened, and it's like, never mind. Throw all that shit out the window.
That's what I know. You probably can't see me right now. I was gesturing like, no, fuck no, because I literally did. I was like, you know what? He's really young. Working under a world-class manager like Antonio Conte will only be good for him. But you know what? Again, I think Michael's point was the first game of the season. He was like, no, fuck that. I think mine was like the third game. I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. And then the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and I was just like, I hate this guy. So literally the 2 most disliked people on the team I have right now are Emerson and Dyer. Before we ever even did a show, Michael and I, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez were all on our shit list, and Doherty. They were all on our shit list, but they still, we would still try to support them and be positive and help. But you reach a certain point, it's just like, nah. The only thing that worked for him was last season. We did get top 4. I'd actually started a comment from Rufus Roughcut said, he said about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, sorry, it's these Deadwood players that got us in the Champions League. Obviously you're right that we did play with these players and we got in the Champions League, but if it wasn't for some heroic failing by Arsenal, I don't think we also get that top 4. I always predicted top 4 was on, just because if mathematically it's on, you cannot convince me that it ain't going to happen.
It all happened at Banana Gate, didn't it, against Man City, when Phil said, remember, he said that Man City are going to thrash us, we're going to get battered. And we all had a bet against him, didn't we? He still owes me a curry. Where are you?
Tricky One says, good evening, Jacob and Ellie. Hope you're all good. Can't understand half the poll, so I just voted for Conte hugs. See, I always put Conte hugs in there. It's some kind of hug form, because I really feel like sometimes we just need a fucking hug. I even put some hating ass answers in there, because some people want to, like, there is one vote in there. Okay, so we got 35 votes in the poll, and the poll's title is 1111 Make a Wish. I wish, and then there's 4 options. Which also I want to say, now there's 36 votes and there's 23 likes. So there's 13 hating ass motherfuckers out there who want to vote, who want to have fun with the show, but don't want to like the video. I can understand you wanting to have fun, but why don't you want to see me shine and grow? Why don't you want Michael to grow? We're trees. We're little saplings, and we're trying to grow. When you hit that like, you help us grow, and you help other people see this, and then they can participate in the polls and not like the videos just like you. So go hit that like if you can. And if you've already hit that like, I've got a hug for you. So big up yourself, tricky one. So far, in the lead is Conte. Everyone's wish, the majority so far, 61% have said they wish Conte gets backed and everyone gets hugs. And I love that answer, honestly. I agree with that as well. So second place is right now is I wish I could go back to loving Spurs. So we do have some people still upset.
I just voted.
You just voted. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you voted Conte gets backed and everyone hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellie. That's right. Come on.
I love a good hug.
Yeah.
It makes you feel warm.
Who doesn't want a
now,
good hug?
It's cold in England. It's freezing. You need some more hugs.
It's getting chilly out here in El Paso, too.
I wouldn't mind getting hugged by Romero and Hotspur. Either side of me.
A little Ellie sandwich, huh?
Yeah. For my 60th birthday, I request it. Come on. Spurs, make it happen.
Come on. Get the request in.
Come on.
Do the video. Put it on your social. Like, lifelong Spurs fan. Come on. At Spurs Official. Get it done. Hashtag Ellie in. Drew, he sent off Cancelo for the same challenge that Trent made on Seth. That is very true. There was also that high boot that he had. What's up, Mike?
Here comes Michael.
Can you hear me? Do I sound okay?
Yeah, just I think your mic. I think you have a different input right now. But yes, Drew, he did send off Cancelo against Fulham, I believe, the game before, and it was very similar to what Trent did to Seth. Trent actually did it twice to Seth.
Real Seth? You know?
You look like my brother, Michael. You look like one of my brothers.
Oh, is he good looking?
Yeah, of course he is.
I mean, if you look like him, he's got to be good looking. Come on now.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good now.
All right, cool.
Peter Simon's definitely a penalty for me as well. U21 squad would be the fair thing to do. THFC, if you're happy, is that a song?
If you're happy in your dire, clap your hands. If you're happy in your dire, clap your hands. If you're happy, play volley, and they. If you're dire,
Well, either
and
way,
you know,
if you're dire, get the fuck out of my club. Don't clap your hands. Pack your shit. That's what I would say. Yes, Drew, the high foot on Mora right into his eye hole. Apparently, you could. This wasn't, but this was also not even the first. This was like the third high boot that they had. There was a bunch of high boots. The ref, they hate us. They hate Tottenham. That's why I'm like, y'all, we need to chill. It's not Antonio Conte. Everyone's saying it's Antonio Conte. It's not fucking Antonio Conte. It's Eric Dyer's bitch ass. It's Emerson's bitch ass. It's these players continually letting managers down. And it's also, I would say, some blame on the ownership, because yes, we did the 7-player window, Michael, and we got 7 players. You and I were both excited about a lot of these guys, but some of these signings don't help us right now. I remember asking for more impact to the starting 11. You're making signings, you're impacting the bench and next year's bench, but you're not doing anything to strengthen our 11. You did that with Perisic, and I argued with Bissouma as well. But outside of that, there was not. Richarlison, I never thought would come in and be a starter, because Kulusevski's got that right spot, in my opinion, and I think in Antonio Conte's opinion as well. But Michael, for you, let's just get right into it, bro. Do you blame Conte? Who are you blaming? A lot of people blaming Conte.
The players, I think, should take the first of the blame, because they're the ones out there making the individual errors that are costing us some of these, the majority of the games that we have lost.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Liverpool one. Dyer's howler of a mistake for the second goal. Hugo hasn't been at his best this season. Dyer's made other mistakes. Davies has made mistakes. Sanchez has made mistakes. Even Romero. I talked about it a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was the stream 2 weeks ago or a few weeks before, but I was even, I had brought it up. Does Romero just look off the pace? Like, what is wrong with Romero this season?
Yeah,
because
I do remember.
Even
like
when he is putting
ago.
up the good performances, it doesn't feel the same. Like he's just not going into tackles the same. He's not bringing as much BDE as we had been accustomed to seeing last season. So like even even the guys who we had grown accustomed to that we could trust and we could rely on, even they haven't been meeting the expectation. They haven't been meeting the standard. Richarlison has come in, I think it's 2 assists in all Premier League appearances, and then he's got the 2 goals in the Champions League. Outside of those, handful of performances, I think he had 2 assists in like his first 3 games or something like that. Outside of those first 3 or 4 games, and then the Champions League performance that he had against Marseille at home, he hasn't really had that much of an impact in terms of goal scoring or getting on the assist chart as well. So he's been a little bit underwhelming. Bissouma's been underwhelming because we learned after a few months, really, actually, after the window had closed, that he was still growing accustomed to the tactical demands that Antonio Conte was asking for. Bissouma was supposed to be one of the players that goes straight into the 11. That's what we kind of assumed when we signed him. He was Brighton's best player over the past few seasons. He was our most consistent performer, definitely. We thought he could just fit right into the midfield.
Definitely the longest long they had.
Exactly. And whether it be uprooting Højbjerg or Bentancur at first, or just playing in a midfield 3, we thought Bissouma was going to make way quicker of an impact than he has so far. Then you look at Longley. We didn't really know what to expect out of him. A lot of people were high. A lot of people were low. There were some people that were excited, some people not. I think he's been okay, but he hasn't been like the difference maker in any games. You know what I mean? Like, he's had a few good games where we know that his delivery out of the back and the way that he facilitates the ball, it's one of his stronger suits. He likes the ball at his feet. We've seen those strengths, but we have also seen his lack of pace. We've also seen some mental lapses as well in that back line. You can't really say that any signing that we have had in the summer has had an immediate impact, is a huge contributor for the club. I don't really know if you could say that about anyone that we signed in the summer so far. Some people have had to get their feet wet before they actually got integrated into the squad, and some players just kind of struggled early on. So we said it in the summer, Jacob. We needed another, at least, we needed another center back, and we needed a right wing back that goes straight into the 11. We didn't get either. And I also, me personally, I know I did. I asked for an attacking midfielder, and that never happened either. And we saw it. We've seen in a lot of these performances, oh, who's going to link the midfield with the attack? Oh, well, who's going to be the one creating chances for us because no one else is doing it right now in the 11?
Yeah. And there was even, when we lost to United, I was actually super down bad because I was like, the best signing we made in the summer just got put into a blender by United's best signing. And it was disappointing because he looked like a Bambi.
Okay, sorry, wait. I'm going to take that back. I totally forgot about Perisic. I have been satisfied with Perisic. I know he's not the best defensively. He's been the only player that has gone straight to the 11 from the summer. So sorry, yes. I do apologize. Everyone else has not. And I see some people talking about Bissouma in the chat that he will come good. I'm not saying that he won't.
He will.
But he has not integrated right away from the summer. He did not.
I think there was something Ben Kaufman said that he really suspects that because even when we did see Bissouma, he looked tired. And I know
from the COVID.
He had a bad case of COVID in Korea. And so I hope it's not some kind of form of long COVID, because if you keep getting exposed to COVID, you could get long COVID, and that'll really affect your stamina, especially as a professional athlete. So I hope that's not the case.
But look at the 11 outside of maybe 5 or 6 games this year. It's been the same. And besides Perisic, it's the same thing as last year, outside of Kulusevski, because he's been hurt over the past few months, or month or two, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't good enough. We knew it wasn't good enough going into the summer. That's why we asked for all of these signings, and we know it's not good enough now. The only thing that's different about last season is more players that we were grown accustomed to not seeing make mistakes have been making mistakes this season. Hugo's been making mistakes. Dyer's been making mistakes that we had actually gotten used to not seeing over an entirety of a season last year. And he's going back to what he was before. He's regressing to the mean a little bit quicker than I thought he would.
I thought Dyer at his best last season looked like a mid-table defender. And that was at his best. And now it looks like I don't even think Bournemouth would sign him.
I saw a question on Twitter this week, and I saw a Tottenham fan quote tweet it, and I was not okay with the answer because it was just wrong. But the question was, how many teams does Ben Davies start for that's in the top 4? Or at least, let's go top 6. How many teams does Ben Davies start for? Or better yet, how many European teams does, or I'll narrow it down even more. How many last 16 Champions League teams does Ben Davies get into? And someone quote tweeted and said, probably most. And I said, are you high? Are you drunk? Or is something wrong with you?
Did your mother drop you as a child?
We cannot lower expectations because this is what we're getting used to. We can't get complacent with what we're seeing, right? Just because we've seen Ben Davies start for the majority of the last season and a half does not mean that is the expectation. It's not. We knew it wasn't good enough last season. It was just good enough to get us into the top 4. And that was by a slim margin, and we needed a bunch of stuff to go our way last season. Let's not get carried away. The Sanchez header in like the 96th minute against Watford. We have a bunch of the Steven Bergwijn second half hat trick, or the 15-minute hat trick, whatever it was, against Leicester. Like, those things do not happen regularly. We did not get into top 4 comfortably. Mm-hmm. Remember the stress that we were in the last month and a half. It was in our hands. We lost it. It was in Arsenal's hands. They lost. We were just lucky that Arsenal fucked up more than we did last season. But this season, they're not. And you can, as much as I hate to say it, they have just looked better. And there are multiple teams this year that look better, including new teams that did not look better than us last season. Newcastle did not look better than us last season. Right now, would you say that we're better than Newcastle? No. And we even lost to them in a head-to-head matchup.
They've got more team spirit. Their team spirit is really good. I was watching them, and they're all like, they've got a camaraderie. Our players, it's like, they're so used to playing shit together, they've just become accustomed to it, and they walk about the pitch like they own the pitch. They don't even want to try. You know, put some effort in both halves, not just one half. But I tell you what, one saving grace has been Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. He's been fantastic this season.
He has probably been
one match. Man United, he played absolute shite. He did.
I would argue that he's been our best player this season, Ellie. Yeah,
he's been fantastic, and he's always been a really vilified player among the fan base. Because I come on, as everybody knows, I'm Queen Ellie Højbjerg. I stand by him because I like players, right, who really come into the club and they feel for the club and they play for the badge, and he gives his all. Sometimes he can make a bad pass, but the majority of passes, if you look at his stats, he's right up there on the top of the league with all the best midfielders in the Premiership. So when he's vilified, I don't see why. I don't see any logic in it, because I'm quite a logical lady. Same with Conte. He's a winner. He's been a winner as a player. He won 9 straight Juventus championships as a player, and then he became a manager and he's won the league title everywhere he's been. The only one that's deluded him is the Champions League. But I said it in Irish Hotspur this afternoon. I said, I've got a funny feeling that Antonio Conte is going to deliver us the Champions League, because it's going to be off. I think it starts in December, doesn't it? After the round
Champions League starts in February.
Or February. February. Sorry. So it's after the World Cup, isn't it?
And so after the January transfer window.
Yeah, by that time, I just hope Levy. I'm praying that Levy actually does something in the transfer market, because we're not going to get a Champions League win with those bozos. We won't.
If we leave the January window the same way we enter it, we're not winning any trophies.
No, we're not. We won't win any trophies, let alone the Champions League. That's the hardest one to beat. The league title's the hardest, but the Champions League is hard as well. You've got to be all the elite players playing in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I think Milan's going to tear us apart, so I'm not really. Honestly, this was exactly all I wanted was to get out of the group in Champions League. We did that. I'm satisfied with our Champions League run this year. Strengthen the squad. Let's finish third, maybe second, and let's go for the fucking FA Cup.
I wanted to win at least one round in the knockouts. Hopefully we can. But with the
Bro,
current
we're
group of
not
players,
getting
we're not.
past Milan, bro. We're not.
They haven't been as
Right.
good as last season.
It depends.
Don't put them up on the pedestal that they were on last
It's
season.
just their
They
left.
haven't been the same
It's just
team.
their left side versus
Yeah,
our right
yeah,
side
I
that I'm
get it.
concerned
But
about.
it's more. You're not concerned
We
about
might-
their left
we
side.
might
You're concerned
strengthen
about
by them.
our right side. Get that. Just correct that real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
You are not worried about their left side. You're worried about our right side.
Very
Which
true.
I am too. I am too.
Plus, Giroud, he likes to score against us. I bet Zlatan will be healthy by then, and he'll fucking bang a couple because we love letting strikers just. Apparently, if you have a decent striker in the box, we'll let him score a few times. I mean, Kiefer Sutherland's a perfect example. He's not even decent, and we're letting it. Eric Dyer just letting him sleep in his house with his shoes on the bed, muddy shoes on the bed. Eric Dyer said, "You're welcome" when he left. So I just don't. Tricky one. I did give you a thumbs down earlier. You said you still think Dyer is a. Where is that? You still think Dyer's a decent defender? I don't think that anymore. I'm so done with that man. Catman Jess. Do you think maybe after winning the Golden Boot last year, a lot of defenders in the Prem have studied Sonny, caught on to how to contain him better? Could be part of Sonny's struggles this season. Does anyone think that? I mean, Sonny doesn't. He's out. I don't want to talk too much about someone who's injured because obviously he is my
Did
father.
you congratulate him yet
on
for
being
making the roster? For actually getting called up? Did we mention that yet?
Here's the thing.
World
We
Cup
always
squad?
knew. We always knew.
But there was
Sonny.
doubt though when he got hurt. I was worried,
Yeah.
man. I was
Bro,
worried he wasn't
masks-
going to be healthy enough because you never know with the orbital fractures or with like face fractures.
If your eye's gonna fall out.
I
or
was
what.
reading into it, and you guys know how De Bruyne wore his mask not
Oh,
long
yeah.
ago when he had an orbital
19
fracture,
days.
and yeah, it was only like 19 or it was like just over 2 weeks
Yeah.
recovery. That's what I was hoping for, but I've also seen other players who like it's tough, man, because like the way your body responds to like the surgery, the way everybody heals differently on its own, right? So
Yeah.
I was very, very concerned he wasn't going to make it, man.
Honestly, Sonny, I know what happened and it hurts me to my core. Michael, I was calling you because I was so emotional about Sonny getting hurt. He was obviously concussed. I could see it in the way in his mannerisms, and no one wants to see their father go down like that. So that was tough to see. But I do think that winning the Golden Boot is going to bring extra attention your way. And I also think the slight difference in the way that we were playing while Sonny was out there, he was being forced to track back a lot more in that 3-4-3. So we saw him playing a lot more defense than I think I wanted to see or he wanted to see. His best attributes are runs in behind, and then just the ability to finish off either foot. He was extremely unlucky in a lot of games leading up to before he got that hat trick against Leicester. He hit the post like twice in a game. Then another game, someone robbed him of a goal, getting an own goal. I think it was Villa. I don't even remember. But no, I don't think Sonny's going to be struggling. Honestly, when Sonny comes back and he's the mask of Zorro Sonny, the fucking world better watch out because
Yeah.
he's going to be a madman under that mask. And you just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Goguma says hello. Big up. And she says hello, Queen Ellie.
Hi, Goguma.
Yeah,
It's just a
Goguma.
shame. It's a
He's
shame
so
Sonny won't be
sweet.
able to get out of his group in the World Cup. That's what I'm sad about.
Because Mexico.
No, they're in the same group as Portugal and Uruguay. I don't think either of those teams are. I think both of those teams are going to be good this year in the World Cup.
He's going to be
Like, I
facing
think-
good.
Yeah, and Uruguay have a very, very strong team this year. I'm looking forward to seeing Uruguay play and Portugal just because they have Ronaldo, and I'm interested to see how well
They still
Ronaldo
got
plays in his
Suarez.
last World Cup.
Have they still picked Suarez?
Yep,
They have.
Suarez is in
Yeah.
there. Yep, this will be
Yeah.
Suarez's.
Well,
I don't know if
that's
he's gonna.
Cavani.
I don't know if he's still gonna play after this. It's not like confirmed yet or anything, but
Yeah.
I know he left
He's
his boyhood
older.
club in Uruguay after he won them, I think, 2 trophies or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just have a feeling that Uruguay is going to be really, really good this year. They have a really good crop of players first off, but it's Suarez's last World Cup. Cavani always plays relatively well for Uruguay, and then their midfield is ridiculous, right?
Did you know
Bentancur
that
is playing some of the best football of his life right now.
Mhm.
Federico Valverde is another player that's one of the best in the world. He plays for Real Madrid. Their back line
Yeah.
looks very strong as well, so I think they're going to be an exciting team. Don't sleep on Ghana either. Don't sleep on Ghana either because those African teams know how to bring it in the World Cup.
I know.
Mhm.
I like
Um,
Argentina myself.
I think they're going to win it all.
I love the way they play.
I think it's going to be either them, Brazil, or Belgium. I think then Brazil or Belgium's going to take it all.
Did you know? Did you know Uruguay? They've won the World Cup twice.
In 30 and 50? 30 and
1930 and 1950. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you, FIFA, for that. FIFA had an update in the video game, and they tell you can go through each and look at their history and stuff. So
they won the first World Cup, didn't they, in 1930?
It was a very inaugural one. Yeah, that's right.
I reckon Ben's grandfather played in that
score predictions. When you give your score predictions, give us your goal scores as well, and I will star them. I've also been starring some good comments, and we'll go through all those at the end when we do the predictions. So Mick, big up yourself for hitting us. David Clark's probably not listening, but I saved your prediction so we can read that out later. Levy should know we're short. Get that checkbook out, especially, bro. We don't have to play Champions League until after the January transfer window. So if there's any hopes there of us going far, there it is.
There we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Number 5. I had to do that. Sorry, Vlad.
No, you're good. I have so you have the Højbjerg home kit. I have a Kane home kit, and then Jacob's got a Bissouma home kit.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I got the Bissouma one. I just
Bissouma.
Bissouma.
I love that song, but it takes too long to get to Bissouma, so everybody's
I always thought a good Bissouma song that I thought of when we first signed him. You know that song? I don't remember who it's by, but it's like, don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Instead of somebody to love, you just replace that with Bissouma. So I think that'd be a good song. If everyone can get behind that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think the chat, everyone's pretty upset. They don't have much hope either. Yeah. No PL team would want Dyer, Sanchez, Davies. I agree. Not even Bournemouth. Yeah. Gina Kim from the Lovers Lane in the house says hello. Goguma J Co. Hello Jacob Michael Ellie too. Hello Gina.
I haven't seen CQ yet. Where is she?
No, I haven't seen her in the chat either. She's usually on here trying to make Michael laugh and distract him from hosting the show.
Yeah. I like her little Batman thing that comes up. It's so cute.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Tricky as rare as the flu. I don't know. Kifo Sutherland. I must be behind in these because I don't know where the chat is at right now. Sonny has been double teamed all season. Yes. When you're a Golden Boot winner, you are going to attract more attention. That's just natural. Obviously not on recent form, Ari Dyer, but I mean in general, there is a decent defender in there. I don't agree. I thought so at the end of last season. I was like, maybe there's something okay in there. I just think he's had his opportunities at this point. It's time to fucking cut the ties, get him off of the titty, and send him somewhere else because he's been suckling at my teat for far too long, and it's time to go. That's just my opinion. I do value I value all opinions. If you're Conte in, Conte out, Dyer in, Dyer out, it's your prerogative, and I support you. And it's your right to have that opinion. I just think he sucks, and I don't like him. Reload says if you can be nullified by studying, you're not that good. It wasn't his breakthrough season last year. This team is just dead. That's fair. I don't blame Sonny for our team's failures either. That's just first and foremost. I heard that Lo Celso upset the other player by refusing vaccination. Oh, fuck Lo Celso. I fucking hate Giovanni Lo Celso. He's a bitch. I'm glad he ain't at the World Cup. His bow-legged ass running around fucking shit up. Ugly ass motherfucker. Get the fuck. Don't ever come back. That's how I feel about him. Disgrace to the number 18. Think about the greats we've had wear the number 18. And that fucking clown, bow-legged jangle clown, running around like a fucking dog's ass. I hate him. Sorry.
You know
if anyone's a Lo Celso fan out there, I'm sorry. I fucking hate that guy.
Not here. No offense here.
Did you notice whenever Lo Celso plays right, he always pulls his shirt like that all the time? It just annoys me. He keeps on pulling his shirt side to side to pull it down because I think he thinks maybe he's got a big butt. He's trying to hide it.
What annoys me about him the most is anything he does is fucking horrible. He passes the ball, it's not to anybody. He takes a corner, it doesn't beat the first man. I'm done with him. He's
a footballer, isn't he? Useless.
He's useless.
Scott M, stop.
Big Nash, Brazil are favorites. Brazil or Argentina are probably the two favorites, I'd say.
Scott M is wilding out in the chat right now. Hold on, I'm bringing this up. Come on, Scott. Stop.
Oh,
Stop, Scott.
get out
Bro,
of it.
but he also
Stop
changed
it.
his photo to Pochettino because he's now Conte out. I think he said
Oh,
that
is
big-
Scott M Conte out? Really?
I think it's sarcastic. I think he's
Oh.
sarcastically saying
I
Conte
did not know
out.
this. I did not know Scott M was Conte out.
I think it's sarcastic. I
Stop.
think.
Yeah, he is. He's winding me up now. Don't matter. I wish I could meet him in real life. I'll tickle him.
Nice guy, really nice guy.
No, he's super nice, and I love Scott. He's just a crazy man.
I think he's cute.
But stop
He's
with
got
that,
that
Scott.
cute
Lo
face.
Celso is not better than Højbjerg. Stop.
No, he's not. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday yourself, Raymond son. Big ups. Thanks for joining in. We got 44 people in the chat. Now is a great time to say, please hit that like. We just hit 44 people in the chat.
Hit the like
Come
button.
on, smash that like it's your wife. I mean, your girlfriend or whatever. Just tickle it, caress it, smooch it. Appreciate it, because what that's going to do is help this channel grow. It's a free way. If you don't want to do the free thing, you want to support us another way, I posted the Patreon link it's pinned at the top of the chat. If you care, if you want to, you can head on over there. You can become part of the Patreon members. The list of members continues to grow. We have faithful supporters here, and I thank each and every one of you. Names have been scrolling at the bottom, but if you do want to become a Patreon member, go to patreon.com/United Spurs of America. Choose your club while helping this channel grow. But again, if you don't want to do that, you want to do the free thing, hit that like. We got 44 y'all's, 32 likes. Again, them 12 hating ass motherfuckers still lingering. Y'all voting. We got 44 votes, 44 people watching, 32 likes. My basic math says 12 hating ass motherfuckers. So big up yourself, you 12, you fantastic 12 bastards. But big up yourself, everyone and anyone, even if you don't want to like this video. Whatever. Thanks for listening to my voice. Belgium gonna do nothing. I agree. Actually, I think Belgium are overrated. I've always felt that way.
They're like the bridesmaids, aren't they? They're always the bridesmaids.
Full bull with a score prediction. Okay, we got some score predictions. I'll star those.
Never the bride.
Peter Simons has 0-2. I'll star that, even though it's a bad one. Let's see. This team is so tired that Conte had to admit defeat at 2-0 and take off Kane. Leeds rested 8 to 9 players. Could get nasty. You know, that's an interesting aspect to this whole Conte in, Conte out, where everyone lies kind of thing. To me, I don't think Kane should have started that game. Kane's fucking started every single game. But you know what? Like that stuff on Antonio, like I think is fair to a degree. Like substitutions or, oh God, what is this? Emerson.
The caption is, "Your right back is preparing for the World Cup. This is what my right back is doing."
About to dance his ass into the pool is what he's about to do. Look at that foot. Ooh, he's so good.
Better dancer than he is a footballer. Just put it that way.
What I hate the most is his little promote. And I talked with my good buddy Jack Kanicki about this, because you know he was like, I don't really know if I see anything wrong with him like putting out those little promotional videos, especially after he fucking got sent off, and then he's promoting the Champions League like the next game, and it's like I don't want to see him dancing bachata, previewing a match. I don't want to see him doing anything other than fucking training, because that's what he needs to do. He needs to figure out his fucking ball because it sucks. And it's just, I hate seeing, again, he seems like a great guy. I'm sure he's one of the most fun guys in that fucking locker room on a Friday night, but not what I want to see tomorrow at 8 a.m. is Emerson on that fucking starting 11. I do not want to see that. Big up my high Hotspur says, what's good, US of A. Big up Ellie. Big up yourself.
Yay.
Dave Hotspur with the prediction. I will star it. Uruguay won more times than England. That's right. That's
Yeah,
so
they had
true.
twice, 2-1.
2-1. That's right.
Yeah.
Jefferson-
1 to the Uruguay, 2-1 to the Uruguay.
Jefferson Airplane is the ones who said, don't you want somebody to love that song? Big up y'all for keeping me honest.
Well done,
Didn't know
Captain
who it was
Jay.
either. It's a great song. Yeah. Hey, anyone over there, try and get someone to do that thing with Spurs song sheet or whatever they do, and they get them things written.
Yeah.
I
could give it to him. I always go up on the front stage. They, you know, after the end of the season, they played the Arsenal songs you know, and like taking the mickey out of Arsenal because they capitulated. Yeah. I like that band. They got everybody going. Even Alex
they get the people behind it. Hopefully they can.
Alex Office Davis, he was grooving with me, you know, giving it all that.
Oh wow! If you get Alex Davis, then come on now. Ryman's son, how do we feel about Jesse Marsh with his American ass?
I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I still think they're going to get relegated, but I think
you've been saying that, bro. Leeds ain't getting relegated this year, dog.
I think they're going to get relegated, low key.
You've been saying that. You said that at the beginning of the season. At least you're sticking true.
They've got enough. There's 3 worse teams than them. We should sell Dyer, Davis, and Sanchez, and Doherty, and Emerson to the relegated side. They can play championship football next season.
That'd be a great idea. Ship them off.
Yeah, just ship them off down there.
Reload trolling.
Dyer in as manager. Oh my god.
Y'all are wildin'.
James Joris, love it when you go off Jacob, but I'm not gonna talk about Lo Celso. I fucking hate that guy. I was so glad when we loaned him out. I hope he does great and they buy him. Lo Celso frustrated the crap out of me. Wouldn't want to watch him play again for us. Same. Hate that guy. Tom THFC, that's a new name. What's up, Tom THFC? Says, when the Finnish trainer died, had a massive effect on the players. Conte in. I agree. Just seeing how much it affected him. I mean, it was an emotional thing. And when you lose someone that you've worked so closely with for numbers and numbers of years, talking about Antonio Conte, personally, that's going to affect you. Mentally, it's going to affect you. Emotionally, it's going to affect you. And professionally, it's going to affect you, especially when that person was tied to your professional aspect. So a lot of times we take the human aspect out of this and we think they're fucking robots just because they make a shit ton of money. And it's really not the case. They're humans. So I agree with that, Tom. That's a really good comment. The Finnish trainer dying could be something that has affected us in a way that, you know, necessarily some people don't take to account. The poll, okay. So I made the poll. 8% have said Conte out with Joey Dangles in. I was going to put Poch, but then I was like, it might not be Poch. It might be some other dog shit manager like Nuno. So I don't know. So I said Joey Dangles. I don't want to dive into a realm in which we're like talking about who's going to be our manager, who would we want to see as our because you know what? This guy's our manager. That's our manager right there. He's a winner. He knows what he's doing. Trust the motherfucker.
Yeah, trust me, Conte.
The thing is, the trust train, it don't stop for nobody. So you can either get on or get the fuck out the way. Because when Antonio Conte gets backed, if he gets backed, bro, he's said 3 more windows and then we can compete with all these teams that we've been losing to.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, we're losing to these teams and we're not doing nothing. He fucking said 3 windows minimum until I can compete with the big boys. And then we lose to the big boys and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with Conte? And it's like, bro, just because a sub didn't happen when you wanted it to happen, that's happened to me too. All right, just because that happens, just because you don't agree with the starting lineup, the fact that he continues to push on with dog shit Emerson, dog shit Dyer, who does he have? What are his options?
Guys, I've got to leave now. I've got to leave because Dermot wants me for something. But I've enjoyed myself so immensely. I love the chat. I love you guys. You know that. You're my boys. I've always loved you guys. So just big up everybody in the chat and big up you guys.
Thank you, Ellie. Leave, Ellie, score predictions and goal scores.
Yes, score predictions. I said it on Irish Hotspur as well. I said 2-2 or 3-3 because I don't think we're going to win. I think it's going to be a draw, 2-2 or 3-3. Okay. And I think goal scorers is going to be Kulu. If it's I'm going to go for 3-3. I've made my choice. Kulu, Kane and Hotspur. Come on, Hotspur.
Come on,
Okay.
Hey, he scores in big matches when we need him. So
He does.
big up Queen Ellie with THFC TTID. Again, you can find her at the channel. I tagged it in the title. You can check out her and Dermatron over there at THFC TTID. Big up, Ellie. Thank you for joining us today. It was great
Thank
to
you,
have you
Ellie.
back on.
Guys, thank you very much. Take care and good luck with the rest of the show.
Come on,
Thank you,
guys.
Ellie.
Bye bye.
Care.
Bye bye.
And now it's you and me and Mr. Michael.
Oh yeah.
This is where I honestly, when it's me and you, I feel like, you know, like when you put on a shoe and it starts to feel like it's new, but it starts to feel right. This is that feeling.
Breaking it in.
This is that feeling. Cello Vera, big up yourself. Great point there. Would love to see us all. Michael, I want to know, what do you think of people already saying Conte out, sack Conte, or what do you think about the prospect of Conte not renewing his contract?
I think we just got to get the players in that he wants, man. Get him some quality players. Get him some quality defenders first off, and some wing backs. I think this season solidified my fear that I don't know. I don't think Ryan Sessegnon is up to the challenge of being a Antonio Conte starting left wing back. I'm just going to be honest. I just feel like he should be farther along in his development than he is right now. Maybe it's just because we didn't play him at first, and I know he had some injury struggles early on when he joined us as well. But man, like I already said when we were talking about that Liverpool match, if he would have just had a little bit more quality, we would have at least tied the game at 1.11, maybe even gone up 2-1. You never know. But
Yeah.
I just think that if Conte has the players that meet or surpass the expectation that should be upheld right now for our squad, I have no doubts that he can deliver us some sort of silverware. But when you have the same players since Pochettino was here, still starting in this formation, and they're just not meeting the expectation, what are you expecting? Like, you have Pochettino, you bring in Mourinho, he doesn't do anything with them. You bring in Ryan Mason, he didn't do anything with them. You bring in Nuno, he didn't do anything with them. You bring in Antonio Conte, he didn't do anything with them. There's a common denominator on all of those managers. It's the same players. Outside of a few, it's the same core group of players that keep letting us down time and time again. If we can get some of them shipped out in January, and we can bring in quality, like genuine, immediate starting 11 impact type of players like Kulusevski and Bentancur again this January, I will feel more comfortable with saying I still think we'll win a trophy this year. Because I said it before the season started, I think we're going to win the FA Cup, but not with this group, not with the current group of players. I still think there's more work to be done. I may have gotten ahead of myself a little bit. I will admit, I thought we'd be a little bit further along in terms of our development and, you know, Conte getting the results out of these group of players. We thought he was going to get a little bit more in the summer. We wanted a little bit more in the summer. We didn't get that. We're starting to see the same thing, and it's not just fatigue, guys. It's really not. I understand that players are fatigued and the fixture list is piled. You can say that is part of the reason why, but it's the same players letting us down time and time again. You can't expect different results with the same group of players. You just can't. They're the same group of players that lost to Mura. They're the same players that lost to Zagreb. They're the same players that got knocked out time and time again in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. It's the same players. Why are you expecting anything different, right? We thought we were going to expect different in the summer because we thought we were going to get more. We didn't get more. This is the expectation right now. If we get more in January, and I'm talking about at least 2 or 3 immediate starting 11 subs, I will still say we're winning a trophy this year. But if we don't, I might have to call the trophy charge off. I might have to.
Let's stay on the trophy charge, please. Ryman's son. This is a great comment. It says Emerson's goofy ass. He needs to put down the pipe and start improving his game. I agree. He needs to quit dancing too. Come on, Michael. There's something you brought up that I did want to talk about, and it's Ryan Sessegnon. I feel like for the past 3 years we've been like, just give him a little. Bro, I've seen enough, and I just don't think I agree with you. I just don't know if he's got it.
And I'm not going to sit here and like bash people for saying like, oh, well, I still think Davies is like a good rotational piece, or oh, I still think that there's a good defender in Dyer. Okay, can we see less of it though, moving forward, and not see it every single game, week in, week out? Davies should not be more than a rotational piece. And I, even after bigging him up last year because of how well he did play well last year. I'm not going to lie. Dyer did play well last year. I'm not going to lie. This year they have not. They have been, like I said, they have been regressing back to the mean. They have been regressing back to what we had been accustomed to seeing for the majority of their Tottenham careers so far. Inconsistency and not good enough. Like, just flat out, not good enough. They need to be rotational pieces, okay? They actually need to live up to what we are hoping they would be. Rotational pieces, depth. They should be at 100% fitness for a game like Nottingham Forest to go in and hopefully get a job done, because we don't have to rely on them to get results, right? We just have to rely on them not fucking up to lose results. If they play against Nottingham Forest, 100% fitness, they haven't been playing week in, week out, and they're hungry to prove themselves, I guarantee you'll get better performances out of them. So I will say fatigue is a little bit of a factor for why we played so bad over the last few weeks.
I think
But
that's
it's
fair.
the same quality, man. It's the same players. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that I've been seeing for the past 2.5 years, 3 years, ever since what? The few games after the night in Amsterdam. It's the same thing. The same thing.
Yeah,
We need to get better players in, man. We need to get Bastoni. We need to get like a Dumfries. We need quality players. We need 2 wingbacks now. I said in the summer, center back and right wing back. I think we need another left wing back, man.
Yeah, we do. I think
I don't think Sessegnon's good enough anymore.
I think we'll be all right until Udogie come in, and I think he'll be good. I really got a lot of hope in this Udogie guy. I think Destiny Udogie's a quality player. We dropped like almost 20 mil just to loan him out because he's that good. Teams were going to come for him, and we were preemptive. Now, I hope that's something we'll look back and say, damn, Paratici, that's a great fucking business. Maybe we won't.
He has made some decent business, but it's not enough. It just hasn't been enough.
No, not enough. Not at all.
I think we were kind of holding on to that like slim bit of hope that it maybe was good enough to get us, maybe into like a top 3 contention, like 3rd best team in the league. I was okay with that. That was my prediction. We're gonna finish 3rd this year. Let's try to improve on last year's finish. Let's just try to finish 3rd. Right now, I can't say with any confidence that we're the 3rd best team in the league. We're just not. I think we're maybe the 7th best team, 6th best team right now.
I say 6. Yeah, I say 6. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I really hope that I've been saying we're gonna finish 3rd. Arsenal will finish 4th. Just hold steady. Hold steady. I know they're top of the league. I know they're playing all this, that, and the other. Just hold steady. We like to finish above them. They like being below us. It's gonna happen. There is only one Giampiero. One Giampiero. And Conte we trust. That is so true, Mia. Big up yourself, Drula. And Conte we trust. I love this. Come on.
All right.
Keep hitting the fucking chat with that Conte. Come on. Where is he at? Look at that, Mike. I had my buddy
keeping him in the box?
Bro, my buddy texted me and said, like, don't take it out the box. And I was like, I mean, if fucking Conte signed it, then, like, maybe. But,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
maybe I'll put him here? Would that look weird?
You can't really see it because of the reflection of the plastic.
What about here? Yeah, but see, like, it's so small, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it in my background. I just have it on hand, ready to go.
Bro, I know, and that's what I want. I just want him, like, hey, who
Sadly, I
won?
still have this Dele Alli one, too. That
No, that's for the vibes. But I do appreciate everyone in the Deli. He scored for Besiktas, I think, over the weekend.
Yeah, he scored last week, or this past week.
Look at that.
Rip.
See, I love Gina, Kim, J. Cole in here having conversation. I don't know what the hell they saying, but big up yourself, brother and sister. Reload, 3 windows, Son and Kane are gone. It ain't happening. He won't get enough bagging, and he'll go at the end of the season.
I think, so reload, it's something that I've been kind of thinking about over the past few weeks, but I kind of have a feeling either one of them or maybe both are going to leave this season if we don't win something. That's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. We already know Bayern wants Kane. We already know Real Madrid wants Son. All I'm saying is if it's another disappointing season, how many times are you going to tell them, just give us a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Just give us a little bit. We told Kane that after we got knocked out by Leipzig when we had Mourinho. We said, hey, just Just give us one more year. You have a full preseason with Mourinho. We can do it next year. He had the best season of his life, and we still didn't win a single thing. Sonny, time and time again, how huge has he come up for us? He even signed a new contract when we didn't even have a manager, man. Like, that is loyalty to a club. How many times are you gonna look him in the eye and say, Sonny, just give us one more year.
One more year, Daddy.
I promise you'll win something.
One more.
It's just getting to that point, man. And it's kind of crazy to say that we've had Son for what, almost 6 seasons now, and we still haven't won anything with him. We've had Kane for what, 7, 8 since he's been like actually playing consistently for us, and he still hasn't won anything yet. Like, how many times are you gonna give him the same pep talk, man? That's just where I'm coming from. You know what I mean?
Kane didn't even want to fucking show up when Nuno came in. So if Conte left, if Conte isn't here, then yes, I could see all that happening. But I've said this many times. I refuse to believe in a time in which Conte is not our manager until he's not our manager. Then I will deal with them emotions. Like Guguma said, heart, Conte heart. He liked a comment of mine on Instagram after he got hired. Okay, that's my manager. He's the one. Let's see, Kuva. Big up Kuva. Loved having you on before the fucking Cherry game. Says, we'll never back any manager while Enoch is here. Conte can't win anything. Just give me some football worth watching. Kuva, I was actually going to invite you on the show today because I was watching, I think you were on with Sean and someone else and Sava, I think. And y'all were all kind of going off on Conte. And I was like, man, I wish I was on there so I could fucking fight back. And Kuva, it looked like you were going with the flow. Kuva, I'm going to need you to jump back in the pool with me. Okay? You were taking the riverside. You were floating with the flow. I need you to come back, get your feet wet, jump in the pool with me, Kuva. The quad is on. Wait, no, it's not. So your bet's already off. But the treble? Maybe? Kuva? Did you bet on that? Anywho, big up yourself, Kuva. I will never forgive Dyer for what he did versus Liverpool. I'll never forgive him for what he did versus Liverpool, for what he did against Frankfurt, for what he's done all season, which is be shit. He's fucking shit. I hate the guy. Michael, everyone's agreeing with you. Say you got a good point.
Thank you.
Someone called you Ozzy Ardiles earlier, so
I'm honored.
That was Reyes Jr., my buddy Reyes.
I'm honored. I haven't grown bald yet, though. Maybe one day.
I mean, that's a great guy to be accompanied with. Kuva said he's given up on trophies. Okay, so we've lost Kuva. Kuva's no longer in the pool.
Damn, wasn't he with Barry saying that they were going to win the league? Or that we were going to... Sorry, not they. We
no, I think at the beginning of the season, Kuva, correct me if I'm wrong, but you predicted us
quadruple?
To get the quad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. Sorry, Kuva.
The treble's
that dream is over.
But the treble's on. Come on now. Liverpool won Carabao last year. They didn't do shit. So, bro, if we won FA Cup, get top 4, I'm gravy. I'm sitting on money boat. So
right now we're not winning any of those, man. We got some serious mirror looking to do it ourselves right now. We just do. I think so. We talked about it today offline, Jacob, but I'm starting to get excited about the World Cup. I know like the excitement isn't as much as what we're used to, like having it in the summer and having it in an actual like decent country that cares about human beings. But like, I think I'm more excited right now about the World Cup because of how bad Tottenham are right now. Like, I think that's just it. That might be why I'm more excited right now.
You know,
I think about it.
Michael, you know me, and everyone's chat and everyone's everywhere. I've been USA. England ain't making it out the group. Don't worry, Harry Kane ain't gonna have to play too long. Like, I've been saying that because I've been confident in the U.S. men's national team. Now, when the selection of the team came out, I will tell you my confidence is wavering.
Yeah,
my confidence is staggering. You fucking include fucking MLS average players instead of the likes of Ricardo Pepi, El Paso's
chosen one,
El Chuco's on, America's chosen one, America's striker. Like, he's the one. He misses out on the World Cup. I'm fucking pissed about that. Like, I'm really pissed about it. I'm sorry. Jesus Ferreira, yeah, he didn't win MVP, but he had an MVP-like season in MLS. So did Ricardo Pepi. And then guess what? He got bought for a lot of money. So...
Oh, this is going to hurt you right here, Jacob. Hold on. Look what I just saw.
Oh no.
This is currently on Instagram right now.
Bro, and his last Instagram post was him being like, go get some U.S. men's merch. I love my country. He chose USA over Mexico because he believed he was going to be starting in this World Cup as our striker.
It's all right. He'll be starting next World Cup. Let's be realistic, though. We knew that he was going to have more of an impact in 2026 than this year.
I feel
We're being like super duper on like down to earth realistic. Like you're not floating at all. You're like on the ground, maybe underground now.
My feet are definitely planted. I hope we make it out of the group. I just don't know if it's gonna happen. What other club goes on? What other club goes on and on about a semi that they lost? I think he's still talking about Pochettino. So excited for Destiny Udogi. Me too, Catman. Just look at that. We got a Twitch comment. What's up? What's up, Kexi? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for tuning in. We're getting some Twitch action. This is the second or third Twitch comment we've ever got, so big up yourself. Paratici sucks, flopped at Juve too. He's had some questionable, but he also got us Bentancur and Kulusevski. So he also got us Christian Romero, right?
Yeah.
There's been some good signings. There's been some questionable ones. When is Destiny coming back from loan? I think in the summer.
Yeah, in the summer.
I don't think we can buy him out and take him back in January. I don't think we can. If we could, I would say we should.
Nope.
Portal Dreams, there are two. That's a new name. What's up? That's trippy. There are too many issues in this squad. It will take 3 summer windows with one manager, one style, and backing to fix this. Portal Dreams, I agree. Part of the problem of what's been happening is we just managers with different tactics, managers with different ideas of who they want to play their ball. So when you're buying players for different managers, never good. How are you? We're doing good, Kexi. How are you doing? Glad you're here. We're coming here close to the end of the stream. And before we end here on the stream, we do want to get all your score predictions and your goal scorers for the match tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. Michael, I don't know if you're feeling that great. Show Conte the love.
I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll go second. Because I still don't know how I'm feeling either.
Real quick before James Jorah's official patron member, big up yourself, says that looks more like Antonio Banderas and Telly.
It kind of does, huh?
That does look like
Jesus,
it does.
Why isn't it focusing?
No, you don't want it to focus, bro. Half the show.
There we go. There
it is.
Kind of does, kind of. I think he needs longer hair for Antonio Banderas, but
big up, lady.
Dele Ale.
I love him. I don't care. He sucks, but I love him. Everyone's saying that he's not going to go to Madrid. I hope he doesn't go to Madrid. But now's the time. Oh shit, I'm far behind in the comments. Man, y'all been amazing today. I just want to say,
they have.
Y'all been really holding it down. Kuva, I just don't believe in the team, the manager, the doof, or the owners, Jacob. I just want to see my club back. Kuva, jump in the pool. The water's nice, buddy. Everyone's leaving the pool. That means there's more room for us. I just got to believe, man. You got to believe in Antonio Conte. If not, what the fuck? I just don't know where to go from there. Conte haters are some bitches. Come on, you Spurs. Antonio. Ryman been on one today. Big up yourself. Portal Dreams, as painful it is, the club can't move on until players like Kane and Son go. Enid keeps trying to build a half-baked team for them to carry instead of a balanced one. What if we fully bake it, though? Instead of half-baking the team, we fully bake that fucker, and then we can build around Son. Maybe Kane, we can let him go, but I don't know. I think without either one of those, we don't sniff top 6. Gina, what you doing? I always say the quad is on, but that fun died at the United. Oh no,
Fair.
Everyone's falling on us. Jacob, Gina, and I were discussing how wonderful this stream is. Oh, that's great. That's great. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Don't dog on MLS, Ryman. Don't dog on MLS. If Son goes, a lot of fans will go, including me. Intaj, you got to stick.
It's like that. I didn't know it was like. I didn't know a player was bigger than the club.
I can't. I mean, I would just be a fan as
Jacob.
well.
Don't start, Jacob.
I'm getting sweaty.
Player is not bigger than the club. No
Here's
matter
the thing.
if Harry Kane or Heung. If Harry Kane leaves, I'm still a fan.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still going to be a
That's what
fan
it
of
is.
Tottenham. It's still going to be my club, even if Son leaves. But I'll tell you this: my second favorite team will be wherever the fuck Son goes.
Yeah, as long as it's not one of our rivals, man.
Dude,
I
if
will
he went to
happily support
Chelsea,
Son.
I'm sorry, but if he's
Oh,
banging
dude,
hat
if
tricks, like,
He
I'm gonna
wouldn't
be
ever
pissed.
do it, but if he did play for Chelsea, I would not be a fan of Son.
He wouldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
He wouldn't do
No
it.
way.
Nah, he couldn't do it.
Thanks, Gina Kim. Big up yourself. Says she likes my voice. Very soothing.
But if he goes to Real Madrid, I am a full-on Madridista. I am, because I don't really care about clubs in Spain or
Bro,
Italy or France.
Okay, so do we get Vinny if they get Son? What's happening?
No,
here?
Son plays on the right and Vinny plays vice versa. They can play on like Son.
Yeah,
Son
Sonny
goes
can
into their
play on the
11.
right.
He starts over Rodrigo or whoever else they have on the wing. You have Vinny and Sonny and then Benzema up top. Oh man.
I agree with Carl. I don't like an angry Kuva. I like happy, huggable, fun Kuva.
Just disappointed, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and I understand. I can sympathize with that. Was this? Sonny won't leave. Yeah, that's right. Sonny won't leave. The Twitch comment. This is why I got distracted, Michael. I saw that little Twitch logo. I was like, Mugelli. What's up, Mugelli?
Miguel.
Or Mugel. Mugel. You guys should have more Scott M on the show. He is both intelligent and handsome.
Ooh.
Moogle? You like Scotty? Scott, I don't know if Scott, you got fans. So big up. All right. See more predictions. I'm starring them. Thank you for these predictions. That's what we're doing here. Gonna move on. Fully baked would work, Jacob. We just don't do one or the other. So Kuva, if in January we get fucking Dumfries, okay, because Hakimi's not gonna happen. That's a wet dream. But my next one, I would take Dumfries. Worked well with Conte. Second, we go get anybody. What would it take to get Kuva back in the pool? That's what I want to know. Michael, what would it take to get Kuva back in the pool?
Some hope. None of it right now.
But
Telling you, man.
Even if we win,
Does not look
Leeds,
good right now.
But even if we win versus Leeds, does the
I
hope
just
come
told
back?
you that Leeds are gonna get relegated. I don't care if we beat Leeds. We should beat Leeds.
Jacob, can you say "mon pite"? Mon pite. It is until it isn't. Player's not bigger than the club. I'm THFC till I die. Big up, Carl. Son going to Chelsea is like if he defecated to the north. If Son leaves, I will become a bigger Spurs fan. What the fuck, Scott? Son will finish his career with us. There we go. I feel like the chat, represents a lot of sides of the spectrum here. They're saying Reload says Valverde is better than Son. I don't know about that. Scotty too hottie, that's for sure. That could have worked with Padre Jose at the helm. The holes are too big. The stars are getting up there in age. The love for the club has faded with the years of abuse and half promises. I hope that's not true, Portal. Bobby K, big up Jacob, Michael, and everyone in the chat. Big up yourself, Bobby K. 3 Spurs boys. Big ups up north. The baking was meant to happen in the summer. Maybe we just warming up the oven in the summer. How about that? It's okay, Jacob. Mega Magnets to pull our Intaj back to us. Let's go. Yeah, come on, Intaj, don't leave us. What would it take to get Kuva back in the pool? New owners. Kuva, jump in, buddy. Son is going to LAFC next season. Full bull. Okay. Michael, it's time for scores and predictions. I was just wanting to catch up in that chat. We got a bunch of predictions here. So I'll run through a couple, then I'll give mine. We can run through a couple, and I'll give Michael some time to come to terms with where he thinks what we're gonna do tomorrow. 8 a.m. Michael, 8 a.m. We're waking up early. David
Glad
Clark.
it's on a Saturday and not a Sunday, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh, these are actually just good comments that I saved. Big up Drula had a really good comment. Patience, we're so quick to blame managers when things go wrong. It's these Deadwood players that are blamed. Once Conte gets rid and brings players in fit his system, we will be lifting trophies. Agree. David Clark left early, so he dropped his score prediction. Says, I have to go. Important phone call. Spurs 3, Leeds 2, Kane 2, 1 pin. Okay, and Kulu 1. Let's go. I like it. Kuva, I also started this because I liked it. That's a great comment. We answered that. Mick, 2-1 to Spurs tomorrow. Full Bulls got 5-5, a 10-goal scorcher.
We're not scoring 5.
No fucking way. I don't think we concede 5 either. Vignesh 002. Kane and Kulusevski to score. Okay. Peter Simon says sorry, but 0-2. I'm assuming he means that we lose. Dave Hotspur 2-2. Kane and Richie. Tutu. I like a tutu. Reyes 3-1. Aronson Brace. Tyler 1. What the fuck, Reyes? That's not what I'm asking you. You're talking wrong. Scott M. Draw. Kane 2. Dyer own goal 2. Yeah. I can see it. Fucking Dyer. Bitch ass. 1-2. Leeds win from 10-inch. Spurs 0, 3 to Leeds. We're getting stomped according to some of these predictions. I start this because, thank you, Catman Jess. This is quite the compliment. It says, channel should have at least 1K already. You guys do a great job. Fun shows. Same with THFC Till I Die. Big up yourself. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Reload. First half Leeds 2-0. I could see that. I could definitely see first half Leeds 2-0. Ryman's son 2-1 Spurs. 2 Dyer headers. Ryman's son's got some faith in Eric Dyer. Carl Simpson 3-1 Spurs with Decky, Richarlison, and Kane. And Catman Jess 3-1 for Spurs. Kane with 2 and Kulusevski with 1. There was a prediction earlier that was kind of where I was leaning towards, and I think it was David Clark's scoreline, which is Spurs 3, Leeds 2. I don't think there's any way in the world that we do not concede. We're gonna concede. We have fucking Eric Dyer who's gonna start, and I know it. So we're conceding at least 1. I'm gonna say 2. So I say 3-2. We win the game. We'll probably like Reload said, we'll go down 0-2 at half, and then we'll come out in the second half and we'll start dancing. And I'm thinking a Kane hat trick or Kane brace at least. Kane got to do. This is a team that you're saying is gonna get relegated. Other people just bottom half of the table at least. I don't think anyone predicts them to be top 10. This is a game where Kane needs to step the fuck up. We don't have Son. Step the fuck up. Bag him. Bang him. Just be on all cylinders firing. That's what I want to see. So I'm saying 3-2. That's my prediction. I got Kane scoring all 3. And I think Dyer with an own goal, and then Dyer with a mistake that leads to someone I've never heard of scoring a very easy goal. And then he's, that's my prediction. Michael, are you ready? I got some more coming in the chat.
I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2 draw. I think it's the first draw I've predicted this year. But I'm going 2-2, Kulu and Højbjerg. Kulu and Højbjerg.
Yeah. I would like to see Kulu get on the score sheet again. That'd be nice.
I don't know how much time these guys are going to play. Like our normal starters, you know what I mean? I think Conte has some sort of respect for what they're about to do in 2 weeks. So, or what? No, not even 2 weeks anymore. Like a week and a half. That's how long they have until the World Cup, man.
Bro, we got a new patron member like 30 minutes ago. Jamie Cheeseman.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you.
Big up. Let me know in the chat what you want me to label your name as in the ticker, and I'll put you down there. But thank you so much for becoming an official supporter of United Spurs of America. Big up yourself. And if y'all want to be like her again, link at the top of the chat. So you got us with a tie, Michael. Still getting a point. I'll be upset if we come out with a tie. That's gonna feel like a loss, if I'm honest. Jamie says 2-1 Spurs. Kane with both. Kuva says I don't even care about the result. Just play like it matters. So Kuva, if we played fantastic and end up losing the game, you wouldn't care. Like, I would much rather us play like we're playing, which is dog shit, squeak out a win, and we do that every game. I'll take it. That's just me. Just I'm sorry. I'm fucking it up. 3-0 Tottenham win. I love your score prediction. Don't love how I'm fucking up your name. Joseph 3-1 Spurs. Think our football suits Leeds style. Hopefully show some heart tomorrow, but hate these defenders. Come on,
that's
you Spurs.
The hope. That's the
yes,
hope.
Sir. Joseph also says Levy out, Enoch out. Yes, sir. Bobby K. Every time I think Spurs will win, they don't. So Leeds 3-0, and I hope I'm wrong again. And Bobby, I hope you're wrong too. 1-1 Kulu. World Cup playing on our minds. Kulu not going to the World Cup. Maybe he squeaks 2 goals, and he's able, because Sweden's not in the World Cup. So are they? They're not.
Sweden, no.
Yeah. So he's gonna be rested. Kane is exhausted. I feel for him. Yeah, but don't worry, Gina Kim. USA will knock England out of the group stage. Don't worry, he'll come home early. Kane must be tired. I agree. I hope Kulu and Richarlison will step up to take the burden off Kane. 2-3 will win, but barely. I agree, Gina. Barely. There she is. C Cubed. Finally, I'm here. Better late than never. Beautiful Spurs boys. Big up yourself.
Good to see you, Cubed.
We're right here at the end. You can squeeze your score predictions. You can give us your score predictions, and we'll try and get it out before we end here. But Michael, is there any final thoughts you have? Oh, tricky one with a question. What benefits do you get as a Patreon, guys?
In the description of each one.
Yeah, each tier's got its own thing. Now, there is some work that's being done to them. We're still working on the merch, etc. But basically, you get priority depending on the club that you select. Your options are there to pick. Some of the levels, like if you're on Alan Sibley in the Soggy Undies Club with Alan Sibley and Reyes, pretty much any comment that looks like it needs to be read, I will read it. Also, if y'all ever want to join in the chat, you're welcome to join. We'll send you links. You can join the group chat that we've got going. We've got Discord server we're working on. So a lot of stuff coming. Definitely want to get up on that Patreon if you can. But if not, tricky one, always hit that like, hit that subscribe, and chime in the chat in the comments, and that's more than enough support. But if you do want to go that extra mile, the link is there. And again, it just creates an open line of communication, basically. And at any point, we can do a show with you. You can come on any show, that kind of thing. You get first dibs on merch. You'll get free merch when it happens. It's all there, like Michael said. So go check it out if you got the time. Scott M says, good news is Kane can cruise through an easy group stage. You were wrong, Scott. Y'all ain't even making it out the group stage, Canada. Come on. I mean, I will actually root for Canada just because y'all are on this hemisphere if we are not in it, but y'all are. When's the next fan meetup? I don't know what that means.
You can come over if you want.
Yeah, bro. 915. Come on, El Chuco, son. Cubes 2-2 draw. American Revolution hurts us. Are you guys doing any World Cup coverage? Yes.
Next Friday will be our first World Cup preview stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Friday.
World Cup starts next Sunday. Can you believe that? The 19th is the first game. Qatar and
Ecuador.
Qatar and Ecuador.
Ecuador. I have family from Ecuador.
Sunday at 9 a.m. So yeah, next week.
Ecuador.
Next week we'll have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, so we'll be covering the World Cup coverage. We'll cover Spurs. We'll cover basically what Spurs players do, and then obviously with the bias here that we're Americans, we will cover the United States men's national team. And
Scott, you ain't even getting out of your group, man. Pipe down,
bro. Scott's group is thick. Scott's got a thick group over there, if I remember correctly. But
worry about Belgium and Croatia first, my friend.
There you go, Cubes. USA, USA, USA. We will, Cubes. And
do I have to get an American flag for the back? I'll look into it. We'll see.
Maybe.
I'm not a hugely patriotic guy, but maybe I'll get one for the World Cup.
Hell yeah, Michael. Let's do it. Do you have any final thoughts before we sign off here?
I hope we win tomorrow, and I hope none of our players get hurt. And USA, we're winning the World Cup. But you'll hear more about that next week.
My final thought is I'm thankful for all the blessings in my life, i.e. my wife, my son, my family / friends like Michael, my YouTube family and friends, all y'all in the chat, everyone who likes and subscribes. Y'all are my heroes. Patreon members, new member Jamie, big shout out. That's my final thought. I'm going to shout out big old Jamie Chessman. Big up yourself, Jamie. Thank you so much. There you are. I'll put Jamie, so I don't have to put your government legals out there. But thank you for signing up for the Patreon, becoming an official supporter. You are now in an exclusive group of Familia, so thank you for joining that. Big up yourself. That's my final thought. I got love for everyone who's got love. I got love for all the motherfuckers who got hate. Like those, how many people? 15 people now who participated in the poll but did not like the video. I'm ending the poll. No more participation in the poll. And the winner of the poll is Conte gets backed. Everyone gets hugged. That's 55% of y'all. The 30% says, I wish I could go back to loving Spurs. I guess they're upset with what Conte's doing. It makes sense. It's okay. And the 8% says, I wish Conte out with Joey Dangles in. They don't even know who Joey Dangles is. I just made him up this morning. And then 2 people said, hating ass motherfucker, I would love to find... hating ass motherfuckers would find love. So big up yourselves, everyone who participated in that. this has been a great show. Michael, we had a little bit less of you. Everyone was asking. They said they missed you, but glad you were able to join me again, because when you're here, it's like a Backstreet Boy song. Things just complete, you know? So big up yourself. Big up everyone in the chat. Man, come on, you Spurs. Fucking
Come on, you
beat
Spurs,
Leeds, man.
I hope
Come
so.
on.
We'll see.
Kuva,
But like
give
we already
Jordan Daniels a
said,
chance.
Like we already said, we will be back next week. We'll still give you the same Friday content that you guys have been used to throughout the World Cup. I know we have some additional World Cup content planned as well. So yeah, just stay locked on this channel. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I apologize again for being a little bit late on this beautiful Friday. But regardless, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for our new Patreon member. What was their name again, Jacob? Jamie. Shout out Jamie. Thank you so much for joining us again. And thank you so much to the chat. Even when I was here, you guys have been absolutely
Jamie, my mic was muted.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
I was like, Jamie. Yeah.
I read your lips. Don't worry.
You can read my heart,
seriously,
Michael.
thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Awesome as always in the comments. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Check us over on Spotify as well. If you're watching on video, thank you so much. I'm giving you a heart right now. If you're listening on audio, we love you just the same as well. Thank you so much for listening to another edition of the United States. It's going to be next week. The United States of America podcast next week. But thank you so much for listening to the United Spurs of America podcast. As always, we'll see you guys same time, same place next week. But hey, as of next week, it's the United States of America. Move for what? 6 weeks, 5 weeks, however long it is.
It'll still be
regardless, up the lads. If you're going to the game tomorrow, be loud, be proud, but more importantly, be safe. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Big up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Yanks next week.
Watch out for Matt Sonny.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.